Happy Friday, everyone. I'm Jen Houston, owner of the Artsy Fartsy Gallery. I'm a full-time independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canmore, Alberta, Canada. Welcome to Fun Friday. Today we're going to do a neat fold that I found on Pinterest, and I have done this before with the, is it called Daisy Delight back in the day? It is retiring, by the way, if you like that Daisy, the older Daisy stamp set. But I thought, let's adapt it and change it and make it fit our stamp set that we're using, the feature of the week, which is to a Wild Rose bundle. And you will not believe what I'm going to use. I'm going to leave it a secret until I, reveal it. Hello everyone, you're popping on saying hello. That's awesome. It's so great to see you today. Everybody looks all smiley and happy. You're looking great. Welcome. Thanks for chiming in here and commenting. Comment through the whole video as much as you like. Talk to each other if you want. This is a great place for great friends and for ideas. And I would love it if you had a chance to share, of course. If you're so inclined, that'd be great. Okay, so just as a reminder, the feature of the week this week is the To a Wild Rose bundle. So we did this actually last week and this week. Let me just make sure my microphone is as high as possible. So this was the feature last week and this week. So I have had a ton of fun playing around with this stamp set and die set. So much fun. If you purchase it this week by Sunday, first off, you're going to get 10% off because you're going to get it at the bundle price. And second of all, I'm going to send you some of that beautiful, very vanilla scalloped lace trim for free as a little thank you for ordering with me. So you might want to hop on that. The cool part is that it is going to be carrying over to the next year's catalog. However, it's not going to be sold as a bundle price together. You're going to have to buy them separately, which means you're going to pay 10% more. Just saying. So if you want to get this stamp set, get it by Sunday. And I will treat you, and Stampin' Up! Treats you for with the 10% off. All right, are we ready to play? I'm like, I'm nervous. Once you see it, you'll understand why, okay? I promise. Okay, let me just get my little screen set up here. Here we are. Let me make sure. Oh, that's, you don't need to see my stomach. That really is not that thrilling. Okay, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, and now I haven't made one ahead of time, so we're just gonna go with it. Are you ready? I give Pineapple Punch such a bad rap, right? It's not my color at all. To me, it looks like some kind of neon highlighter color. I just, you all know that I'm kind of a calm kind of type. Makes me feel relaxed, right? These bold colors are not my gift. However, I'm always encouraging you to step outside your comfort zone, right? And I have yet to play with this. And since this color is retiring as of Sunday, I thought, okay, let's do this. Let's do one Pineapple Punch card. All right, so we are gonna do this. Okay. But you know what I did? I went through all the colors and I kind of found a color combo that really tames it down. I know. So it's not as highlighter yellow for me as maybe right now. All right, so here's what the plan is. First off, we're going to need a sheet. It's going to be kind of our card base, if you will. 8.5 by 8.5. And of course, all these measurements I'm going to put on my blog later on today. So if you don't have time to write them down, or you're like, what was that again? Feel free to go to the blog. It's www.theartsyfartsygallery.com. So 8.5 by 8.5. You're going to score at 4.25 and 4.25. So you've got yourself a big plus sign. Then on one of them, you're going to score from the center to the corner. It really doesn't matter which one. Jen, question, are you planning a paper share for the new DSP? You are the second person to ask me that. I was going to pop that question out to everybody. If I have people interested, absolutely. Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a big bill for me right off the hop. But I know I like getting all of the DSP. So you're the second person. So if I could get at least one more person for a paper share, absolutely, we're in. We're done. We can do her. All right. I'm not a fan of pineapple punch either. Right, Arlene? Oh, it's just, you know, I don't know. Every other color I am okay with. This color I just... But like I said, I found some colors they're gonna tame it down, and it's gonna be okay. I promise. All right, so I don't know if you can see, but I actually scored this from the center to the outside. Okay? So just disregard this right now. Pretend this circle isn't cut out yet. So right beside this arrow here, we are going to just cut up the center, just along that score line, right to the middle there, okay? And then, oh sheesh, I forget how to do this. Way to go, Jan. Is it this? Oh my Lanta. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Just making sure I know how to do this. You know. Why would I, pre-look it up? All right, here we go. Then this is gonna fold. Yes. And this pops out. Yes, got her. Okay, all right. We're all good. All right, so we've cut up here. This is gonna fold down like this. Okay, now we need to create, so this little line here is pointing towards this square. That's kind of how I remember it. So this square is going to get a circle cut out of it. Now, the best idea is to use a punch. However, I don't have the biggest punch. So what I had to do was I got my framelit. And of course, the Big Shot or the die cutting machine is only 6 inches wide, right? And this paper is 8.5 wide. So what I did was I just laid it down where I wanted it, used my little sticky notes to help hold it. Then I folded this over and sent it through, if that makes sense, okay? All right, so that's how I got that. You are gonna get a little ring here. That's okay because we're gonna end up covering it over. All is well. Okay, so now we are basically ready to create here. I'm just going to put this aside while we decorate some things. First off, I'm going to have a extra scrap piece of Whisper White that I'm going to create our rose flower on. So my thoughts are here for the color combo. Here is our Pineapple Punch, Mango Melody, Pear Pizzazz, and here's the hit color that kind of shushes everything, right? Isn't that crazy? This is so, Balmy Blue, by the way. So it just kind of tames that down a little, doesn't it? So those are the colors we're going to use today. Now, most of you know that I do not have Pineapple Punch, the Pineapple Punch ink pad. So we're not going to really use it to color with or anything. However, I do have the Dark Pineapple Punch Stamp and Blend. I got this for free at Onstage, and for some reason I chose it. At the end of Onstage, what they do is, like, all of the supplies that we use to create our make and takes, we have like a round robin thing, and so everybody gets to take one thing and then the next person gets to take. So you get to take home all those supplies that we used for our make and takes. So that is what I ended up picking, that one. Who knew? All right, we're going to use the outline of this rose stamp, and I'm going to use Mango Melody. And once again, I've got my foam pad underneath here. I don't know if you saw me tuck that under. This is going to get cut out, by the way, so, you know, it doesn't really matter placement or anything. I kind of want that darker. Let's try this side. Yeah, let's go over here. Now, if I was using my Stamparatus, I could have just re-stamped, right? For some reason, just the outsides are going to be content. Who knows? Okay, now I'm going to go in with my Pineapple Punch. Pardon me, am I losing my voice already? That's my telltale sign I'm tired. Okay. I'm actually going to use the paintbrush side, and kind of where there would be a little bit of a shadow, I suppose, we are going to kind of color in some Pineapple Punch. The only thing is, try not to do like all the same length, if you will. Now I could have gone in with the Mango Melody if you don't have Pineapple Punch. I understand. I'm just going to go now in this layer and add little hits of yellow. And I think I'm good with that. Okay, so that's how I'm going to add it into my flower. I'm going to take my Pear Pizzazz and this little centerpiece, and let's make it right in the middle of our flower. There. Pretty. Okay, now we can cut this out. That's all I'm going to do. I could have layered up some more, I don't know. I didn't want to get too busy. Okay, once again, there are two pointy parts on this stamp. One has a little boop in it, so that helps you with placement for the dies. Find those two kind of pokey parts. Find the one with the dip. And there we go. So nice to have coordinating dies, right? And you don't have to cut with your scissors. Okay, let me head over here to my Big Shot. Cut this out. Now, I think what I'm going to do, let's get my Mango Melody dauber, and I'm going to take the Mango Melody ink, and you know where there's that such a bright sunny yellow? It really is. It really is. I'm just going to take my dauber, and I don't know if I want that bright. That is dark. Oh, that's because it's Flirty Flamingo. Let's try this again. Let's just make the edges a little bit more Mango Melody-ish as opposed to white. A little softer. And then we'll have a hit of something there. There. Okay. See how it just kind of outlined it a little bit? Okay. Next, I'm going to get myself a square of Whisper White. This is going to be where we decorate kind of a little scene, I suppose, using this flower. This Whisper White layer, I'm doing 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. I'm going to stamp the leaf image, I think, just kind of in different areas. Let's use our Pear Pizzazz. And maybe another one here. And let's go over here. Let's go with 3. Next, I have my little dauber of Pear Pizzazz. Oh, I should. Ding-a-ling. I'm going to color in those leaves just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of color. Just nice and soft and quick. Okay, then around the outsides, I suppose, I'm going to use my dauber with the Balmy Blue. Ooh, I'm glad I tested that one out before I put it on my paper. And I'm just kind of making a sky background, if you will. So just kind of going around those leaves. Once again, if it doesn't fill in every little gap, it doesn't matter, because maybe that's where the cloud is. There. Now, my last step here is my favorite, right? I like to flick on some splatter. So I'm going to use my light Balmy Blue, yes, and just kind of add some texture, whimsy. I don't know if you can see it there. Just a little spots. Just breaks up the starchiness of it. And then look at that. It's going to look pretty right there, right? Okay. I'm actually going to pop this layer up. Let's go with a new one. I was thinking I could have used, remember the strategy I used yesterday with where I crumpled up the paper and made some beautiful flowers? Probably could have done that with this as well, but we're just sticking with Pineapple Punch. Yes, Lisa, look at me go. I know, risk taker #1. All right, so there we go. We have our little flower. Next, we're gonna make a little space kind of that has our sentiment, if you will. This is just kind of more for decoration. Almost need some more blue right here. Just to kind of frame that flower a little more. So I've got myself a piece of Pear Pizzazz that is 4 inches by 4 inches. I'm afraid to flick on the splatter in case I ruin the tip of my blender. Yeah, I think what wrecks it more so is when you color on pearls and the rhinestones. That kind of tends to. You can use, yes, absolutely. You can use your Stampin' Rate markers instead because it does have a paintbrush end as well. This doesn't really matter to me. Absolutely. That would be a way around it. I don't have all of the Stampin' Rate markers though, so that's why I kind of don't use that. But I'm going to use a Balmy Blue circle. And then I've got myself a little stitched, can you see the stitched Whisper White circle that we're going to put our sentiment or our saying in. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was thinking, wonder if I could put this in here as well as this. I don't think so. It's a little too close. A little bit too much. No. Okay. Let's put in grateful to know you. Okay, so I'm going to have to take off the and, which means I'm going to use my sticky notes to mask off the part that I don't want. I think I'm going to go in with Mango Melody for this one because I don't really have Mango Melody on this portion of the card. So grateful. Take off your little piece that you masked. Grateful. And then I'm going to do the one that says to know you. Let's do this in color. Now what I should have done is paid attention to the grid paper. That's all right. To know you. There. Grateful to know you. Shall we add some pineapple punch splatter? Sure. There. All right. We could go. Where is my dollar? That is Balmy Blue. We could go like this. Add a little hit of blue all around the outside. Just going ever so lightly. I don't want it to be super intense. I just want it to be something that kind of coordinates with what was there. Just like that. All right, so on this sheet, what I think I'm going to do is, let's just use Pear Pizzazz, the leaf outline, and just stamp it all over it. Can I use markers to color the gems? No, because they are water-based and they're not going to dry. Yeah. It's best to use the Stampin' Blends because they are alcohol-based and they dry. Yeah. That's kind of the great thing about those blends. They work on everything. Like you could even write on glass or a vase or, you know, that kind of idea. On a frame, like if you had a picture frame and you wanted to, I don't know, write someone's name or color or do an image, a stamped image with StazOn ink, and then you wanted to color it in, say. You could use the Stampin' Blends, but the Stampin' Rate markers, I've learned my lesson. I did a bunch of stuff back in the day. I made a baby book for myself, I guess. My dad had all of their pictures on slides. And so when I had knee surgery one time, I decided to go through all his slides and, you know, pick out the pictures that I kind of wanted to, you know, highlight of my childhood or whatever, and keep, because I mean, who has time to sit through slides and slides and slides? So I bought this attachment for my camera, where on the end of my camera you would slide in the slide and you could take a picture of it. So it works really well. I think just to make this a little bit different, I'm gonna go in the negative space with that pair of Pizzazz, just break up the staunchiness of it, if you will. I don't know if it's gonna do much or not, but that's my plan. So anyways, I made my baby book, and one day I decided to use vellum, and I wanted to stamp on the vellum. Well, I stamped using regular black ink, and I tell you, I tried the heat tool to dry it. I tried leaving it overnight and for days, and nope. So I actually had to take that part off of my scrapbook page and do something else, because it just was not going to dry no matter what I did. So it's best to use kind of the products that are use the products how they're supposed to be used, right? So I should have won a used StazOn ink, which would have dried almost immediately. And yeah, if I wanted to add some color or whatever, I definitely would have needed Stampin' Blends. All right, a little bit something different here. I need info on this slide thing. Oh goodness, that was so long ago. It was neat though, and the attachment, I don't even know where I got it. I think my dad had it at the fire college when he was working. I think. Can't remember. Okay, here we go. So let's just, I'm gonna put this blue, I almost wonder if I should have something on here. Maybe we should run that through the Big Shot and give it some texture. Do we want some subtles perhaps? It's all about flowers. This is that new, let's do this. That new embossing folder that came with the Ornate Garden bundle. Now I am assuming this is a 3D, which means I'm gonna need my blue plate. Yeah, cute. That'll just add a little something there. Grateful to know you. Pretty. I almost want a hit of a flower. Nothing saying we can't. Let's just make ourselves a flower. Maybe even just the insert of it. Okay, I'm going to concentrate on the inside part. I think it's time to probably re-ink my ink pad. Somebody was asking how to do that, so I should do a video maybe later today about how I'm going to ink that. You know, we have new people that join Stampin' Up, and I forget, right? Like that all of these things are kind of new things. I take for granted that people just know them, but really, I mean, it took me a long time to figure out how to re-ink my ink pads. So why wouldn't that be the same for other people too? So I'm going in with my pineapple punch. Pineapple punch, yeah, you heard me right. Stampin' Blend here. I figure, you know what? It retires on Sunday. I gotta at least try it once. I have to, right? Let's be fair to Pineapple Punch. And so far, I'm actually okay. I'm not, you know, breaking out in hives. I'm not, you know, haven't had the sweats. I know. It's amazing. Okay, I'm just going to fussy cut this little portion of the inside here. There it is. I don't know, I think it'll just look cute, kind of sticking out. I don't really want to put any kind of rhinestones on this inside layer because when it closes up, it's going to squish the paper where that rhinestone was. So we kind of got it. We have to jazz this up in other ways. I don't know if I want that big thing there. Well, I could. Maybe I'll just take that part off. Sure. Okay. Oh yeah. See, just ties are in a little. Okay. Let's glue this down. Now, because this, oh, I forgot to get liquid glue. Hang on. It's right here. See how I store my liquid glues, right? I use those stamp cases. I actually found a big, I guess it would be for books, book holder, like it twirls around and around, and it would have been probably at a bookstore. It was at the secondhand store. I got it for $8. It's very narrow, and so I was planning to put cards in it, but then realized it's too big for cards, so they kind of fall through. It doesn't look good. So we can still order Pineapple Punch until Sunday. Yes. You can actually you can order it. I shouldn't have said it that way. You can order it until June 2nd. Yes. Because it is one of the in colors. The in colors change every 2 years. So every year you get a new set of 5 colors, and they stay current for 2 years, and then they're out. Now, some of them have been known to come back and become actual colors when they do a color revamp. Kind of, they go through all the colors and decide, okay, what do they have, you know, too many of? Is there, you know, there, let's tuck that guy in like that. Okay. You liking the Pineapple Punch there, Mary? Yeah, you know, it's not bad. I didn't give it a fair shake. And with this color combo, it really is calm. I'm okay with it. Okay, let's get back to this. Actually, there's one more piece I'm going to do. This is a piece of Whisper White that I decided to put on the front cover. Now I'm just going to measure here. 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. I think I'm going to use my flower stamp and just stamp randomly all over in Mango Melody, which I put where? I honestly have like no room on this table. Why would it go away here? Maybe I have to use, you know, Pineapple Punch. Well, that is absolutely bizarre. Did I put it away? I put it away. What are the chances of that happening? All right, let's just go in and just stamp randomly. All around the outside here. So as you can see, I actually put a big circle in the middle, cut out a circle, I suppose I should say, and that is because it is going to go on the front. You guys have no idea what I'm making, do you? Okay, not yet anyways. All right, I think we're done all our stamping, so we can start assembling. So here's the square I'm gonna work on. No, let's work on this square first. So this square is gonna be where our sentiment goes. It goes the same direction as kind of we've been working so far. So I'm gonna just use my liquid glue since it's here. Oh, great. Panic attack coming. Breathe. It's the pineapple punch. Don't they tone it down? I know. I know. Okay. Next, we're gonna glue this onto here, but what I did was I did a mat of 4x4 with Mango Melody. I thought I would just, you know, help combine some of these colors on the inside of a card. Like so. Working through it, working through it. And then this one I'm going to put on there. Now I purposely kind of made this layer kind of able to go any direction because it can get a little confusing based on kind of because it's going to end up folding up like this. You're going to want this to be the bottom generally. So if you were to have, you know, stems going up this way, you're going to want this to be the bottom piece because when you open it up, it's going to sit like this. Okay? That makes sense? Okay, so now we're going to actually, let's put this together. I'm going to end up gluing putting glue on this portion. So I folded this down. I don't know if you saw that. Folded it down. Try not to get glue outside or too close to the edge. This is going to just fold closed. Come on. Just give it a moment to sit. Oh, see, I should have done, you know, I was thinking I should probably do that last, but I didn't. We'll try and move it over in a moment. So when this card opens, it goes like so. So this goes up. It's catching on our beautiful there. Okay, so I'm going to just actually go in with scissors underneath because we used dimensionals, and if I just cut, give it a few little snips here, we can release that. There. And then I think I'm going to just move this over a little more so that it's right in the center. Okay, yeah, I'll use new dimensionals, I think, instead of just the glue. Just pop those in between all the other old ones. And if you like, you can always kind of Just add a little glue dots, liquid glue onto the oldies. They might as well be put to work. Oh, I probably should have done that after I took off the paper. Okay, let's reposition this. There. Just so that it's in the center of your front circle. Once again, this is going to open and fold down. Okay. So hint, maybe don't emboss this because it's getting caught on that. I guess as long as you pull it kind of out, it'll be okay, but it's getting kind of caught on there. So here's kind of the inside all done. Now let's decorate the front. So what I had thought was this white with all those mango flowers. So let's glue that down. There again, make sure it doesn't leak onto the inside. Otherwise, your card's going to kind of be stuck, closed. There. And then what I did was that same inside, I just used the scallop and the circle size just to make myself a little frame here. So let's go in and glue this up. Just add little dots. I like these kind of cards that kind of, they open and they kind of are on display, if you will. You know, a lot of people put these things on their mantle because, frankly, there's not a whole lot of paper cards going out there these days, right? It's just all emails and text. So it's nice to be able to have something to sit out on your desk that reminds you you're a great friend, that sort of thing. This layer you could add some, let's add some champagne rhinestones over here. I'm not even going to put any saying or anything. I do have, where'd it go? The little leaf cutouts over there that I could use. I don't know if I should bother or not. Nah, it's too crampy. I suppose it might have gone on the inside layer. Anyways, let's champagne rhinestones. I'm getting ahead of myself. Might take your pick too. Oh, look at that. Whoops. Aren't they pretty? They honestly go with absolutely everything. Should we put one in the center of our flower? Or a large one? Sure. Tie it all together. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? Cute, cute. Maybe cut a sliver off the one edge. Yes, so it doesn't bind with the opening. Smart. That's smart too. Yep. Yeah. So there's our little card. Once again, it opens up. And so now you have this cute little thing to sit on your desk. Now if you wanted to, which I think I'm going to, I am going to add a piece of Whisper White right here, just so that you can write on your card, because this really doesn't give you a whole lot of room to write here. And this you just want to be as a little your sentiment, right? So if you have this layer to write on, then away you go. There, what do you think? Isn't it kind of fun having this little flower pop out? And it's not too confusing to figure out how it's going to open, because I know some of the cards you get, they're a fancy fold, and to be honest, I didn't even know they were a fancy fold. I just thought they were as is, and then I found that they were a fancy fold. Didn't know they had a fun way to, you know, be put together, what have you. It is a square, so it's going to fit a little bit differently in your envelope, which is, I mean, that's okay, but it does fit. See? In your standard envelope. Here I just made, you know, the same sort of pattern on the front of my envelope. And here's the back, a little hello. So isn't that, I did it. I did it. So if you missed it, the color combo was Pineapple Punch, Mango Melody, Balmy Blue, and Pear Pizzazz. And it just really muted it down, didn't it? Right? Okay. So does anyone want me to run over how the card base is cut first off? Because I kind of had that pre-done. I can do it if you're interested. No problems there. Otherwise, I can have all the measurements and whatnot on my blog. You can use a piece of just DSP here instead of, you know, making your own. DSP meaning designer series paper, which is our pattern paper. So yeah, there again, like you can make it how you like it, right? I just keep wanting to flip it open and closed. I think it's so cute. Where did the color combo come from? My head. I looked at this. I got out a piece of Pineapple Punch, and I'm like, okay, what two colors are gonna like calm each other? Please put the measurements on your blog. Yes, okay. Yes, please, on the fun fold instructions. Okay, I will do that part. So I just looked at it, and I'm like, okay, blue and blue will tone down yellow. So that's how I got, okay, let's go in with the Balmy Blue. And then I thought, okay, I'm wanting some leaf colors. So which leaf color is going to kind of go with this? And it has a grayer tone as opposed to this yellowy tone. So there we go. And then I thought, well, I want something for the flower to kind of, you know, be a brighter color instead of using black, say. And so then I tried that color, and away we went. Now, if I was to go in with yellow and purple, say, that makes that like scream, right? Because they're opposite colors on the color wheel. Oh, they make each other vibrate, I suppose. So I knew that was not going to be the one. But I knew that blue and orange kind of tone each other down a little bit. A little bit. Especially if they have a gray tone. It'll tone it down. The initial set, okay, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to do a basic gray one. Because I do have a little bit of almost a card started here with basic gray and these flowers. So maybe I will show you how that works. Okay, so our original paper is going to start at 8.5, and then we're going to cut this side at 8.5. So 8.5 by 8.5, original square. Okay, 8.5 by 8.5. So you're going to get this piece cut off. Great for scraps later on. Next, we're going to go at 4.25, and we are going to score. So we're going to make a big plus sign. So let's score that way. We're going to turn this, and at 4.25 again, let's score. Okay, so now I don't know if you can see, but I do have a big plus sign. Okay, next thing is from the middle to one corner, just on one of the squares, doesn't matter which one, you are going to score. So I'm going to start my little scoring tool there. Just make sure that it, check your little X right in the center, and if it's lined up perfectly, you see, it's even on all the sides, you're good to go. So you're going to score. Okay, it goes out a little, Our next step was, there's my arrow, the piece that I just scored. So right next door to the left here, we are going to cut this down. Now, what Karen was saying was, how about we trim just a little bit more off of that? So maybe just, you can score this as well, or use your trimmer for this as well. It can get tricky. So I'm just going to cut ever so small a little piece out of there, which is a smart idea, Karen. That way it'll help it kind of move a little nicer, if you will. Okay, so far so good. Next, I'm going to take now, like I said before, if I had a punch, circle punch, I would prefer to use that, because otherwise, when you want to run this through the Big Shot, it's going to be too big, right? This 8.5 by 8.5 is too big. Our Big Shot basically can hold 6 inches. So what I did was I just laid my framelit kind of in the center, or my die in the center of this square. And let's kind of put it down with some pieces of sticky note or something, and then I folded it up. And now I'm going to run it through the Big Shot. Okay, so now we have a cutout circle here. You're also going to have kind of an outline right here. Doesn't really matter because we're going to be adding on a layer, right? Like a decorated layer. So our next step is to start kind of decorating, if you will. So what you can use is the main, to make it fit nicely, it's 4x4. You can glue it, you're going to have to glue your kind of main flower or whatever that's going to pop up here. It wouldn't even have to be a flower. Like, why couldn't you do a, one of the cars, or for Father's Day, there's that car set, even in that logo that says Happy Father's Day. Wouldn't that be neat? Or that country club with the golfing. You could probably pop something of that up. It doesn't have to be a flower. So anyways, that's going to be where your item pops up. We also decorated this one to be our sentiment layer, so 4x4. And there again, like I did, you can go down 1/4 inch. So you can make yourself a mat, go down 1/4 inch of another paper just to kind of add some, other colors of cardstock. Then, let's see, we're going to fold this so that it becomes a mountain. Okay, mountain. Let's just give that a little squish. We're going to lay that up, and see, it's still little too tight. So you could trim off just a tad more even. But then, so you're going to put glue, mountain, lay it flat, put glue, you're folding this up and put that on, just fold it up. Put that on to where your glue was. And then that way this is going to stick to this portion, making your little floppy part, if that makes sense. Okay, so mountain, fold up, close. The only thing, like I said, to remember was if you're decorating this and it has to be direction specific, make sure that this side is your bottom, not this side, if you know what I mean. Or do it like how I did it, where it doesn't really matter which direction it goes, right? It's all about just whatever. So once again, just for this is the most confusing part. Make a mountain, close it up, fold it up, and close it. Okay? Make some of these and post them. I'd love to see how you do yours. I think that would be a lot of fun. So there again, one more way to use the To a Wild Rose bundle, which is of course a couple more days. You can get this set for 10% off, and I'm giving away that beautiful lace trim. So make sure you hop on that. If you haven't already done so, head on over to my blog and subscribe to my newsletter. That goes out every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday, and it kind of recaps the whole week. It also talks about any Stampin' Up! Events that are coming up or any special sales that are coming up. There's going to be an amazing one come June 3rd. Just saying. It's going to tempt you a little bit. So just be aware of that coming up soon. But as of June 2nd, all those retiring items from this past year's catalog are done. So if there was anything on that retirement list, if you go onto the Stampin' Up! Website, along the left-hand side, they're called last chance products. And so whatever is still left, you'll be able to see and order. Yeah. Otherwise, it's gone. So it's a hard time, but it's also a great time because we know some new fun stuff is coming along, and I can tell you, there's some fun stuff coming along. So exciting. All right. Thank you, everybody, for hopping on today. If you have any questions, of course, ask. A Stampin' Up! Sale on June 3rd. I shouldn't call it a sale. A bonus event. I don't know if we're allowed to share yet. I don't know. I will check that out, and if I'm allowed to share, I will also put that on my blog today. How about that? I just want to reconfirm so that I don't say anything wrong. Stampin' Up! Does have rules, so you need to kind of follow the rules as to when you can post things or say things, right? So I don't want to get into trouble. But yes, June 3rd, there's a fun event coming out. So if I'm allowed, I will put that on my blog. Otherwise, I'm going to be here tomorrow on not live. Check out the post on Facebook tomorrow. It's going to be our color challenge question. So at, I believe, 1 o'clock Mountain Time, it'll go live, and it'll ask you a certain question and ask about what Stampin' Up! Colors it is or whatever. And from that, we're going to choose our combo for next week. So make sure you check that out. Sunday is going to be our sharing day again. So if you've been working on something creative this week, doesn't even have to be cards. It could be, food, it could be planting. Lots of us were gardening. So post pictures of what you've been creative with this week and share with everybody, because your talents need to get out there. No sense, hiding the paper and the whatnot in your little room and it never getting out there. Use your talents, get them out there, and show them off. You have been given a set of talents that, probably nobody else has, right? Just saying, you're unique. So, Otherwise, I will see you back here Monday, live, 10 a.m., when we have a new feature of the week. Yes, so excited to share that. All right, have a great weekend, everyone. We'll talk to you later.